Wasn't that amazing? All right, now I want you to think about your first ever memory of science. Maybe it was on a day like today, digging around in the mud for worms, or skipping a rock across a pond, or flying a kite. But for many of us, our passion for science started in the classroom. Like the first time you ever looked through a microscope, or when you made a baking soda volcano. Who better to kick us off than a science teacher? But before we welcome to the stage our first speaker of the day, I'd like to check out what our science communicator, Cara Santa Maria, is up to over at the Teach-In tents. Take it away, Cara.
Okay, now we'll do it. Thanks so much, Derek. All right, I am here at the Teach-In tents with David Pine, who coordinates all of this. David, these teach-ins have a long and rich history with Earth Day, don't they?
They do, going back 47 years. Teach-ins were actually the beginning of Earth Day, having people learn all about what's happening on the planet. And we have amazing sessions here today.
Tell me about some of those sessions.
We've got astrophysicists talking about climate in the cosmos. We've got science moles. We've got, for kids, we've got all kinds of experiments and just really brilliant people talking about what people can do in their own communities.
So can I go participate?
You can. You can. Did you register?
Maybe.
Okay, well, you can do that too.
All right, great. Well, I'm really excited to hear from our very first speaker, Dr. Tyler Dewitt.
Hello, March for Science! What an honor to be here. But let me be a buzzkill and tell you about one of the most heartbreaking things I ever saw as a scientist. It is Science Outreach Day at a university, okay? And I see this little girl. She's probably 6 or 7 years old. She is so excited. She even shows up wearing a tiny lab coat. Yeah, right? And she asks, "Do you study bacteria here? I think they're awesome. They're so tiny, but they're alive." And a grad student looks at her and says, "Well, we do maintain some bacterial cultures in the lab, but we primarily use them as protein expression systems." And you should have seen the look on that girl's face. In 10 seconds, she learned science is confusing. Science isn't friendly. And there might not be a place in science for someone who looks like her. Times are tough for science, no doubt about that. As scientists, we need to communicate the tremendous value of what we do. But we can't talk like that grad student, because that 6-year-old girl might grow up feeling alienated from science, and she might choose as an adult to reject it right back. If you care about science, if you do science, I beg you, explain what you do and why it's important. But ditch the jargon. Make an effort. Make it understandable. Make people care. Talk to them, not at them. No matter what their age. Talk to them at the supermarket, at the dinner party. This stuff matters. We cannot complain about slashed funding if we can't tell taxpayers why science matters. And we cannot criticize a public that refuses to accept scientific consensus if we can't explain our work in a way that others can understand. Science depends on this. Thank you.
Hi, March for Science. How you doing today? ask you guys a few questions. Do you shop online at Amazon? Do you use Google at least 10 times a day? Do you share pictures on Instagram? Well, all these technologies would not be possible without computer science. Computer science is the backbone of all the technology that we use today. My name is Kavya Kopparapu. I'm 16 years old, and I'm a junior at Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology. And I'm here today for the future of computer science. Computer science is at the forefront of every field. So why don't we have an emphasis on computer science education? Only 40% of our schools offer computer science, which means you do the math, we're missing 60% of our future Bill Gates, future Mark Zuckerbergs, and future innovation. To compete as a country, we need to compute. Without computer science, our economy would come to a halt. Innovation in medicine would cease. Our space program would not exist. Hope for a greener future would be crushed. Computer science is the foundation for the future. It's a future of robotic surgeries, driverless cars, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. And women should be the driving force of this future innovation. Computer science is for all. That's why I founded GirlsComputingLeague. It's a nonprofit that empowers girls to pursue computer science in middle and high school. We need more girls in computer science. We need more diversity in computer science. In my future career, I don't want to be known as a girl that happens to be a computer scientist. I want to be known as a computer scientist that happens to be a girl. Today, I am marching for computer science to be for all ages, all genders, and all races. Today, I am marching for computer science for all. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Taylor Richardson, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm 13 years old, and I'm not just a black girl who's interested in STEM, but I'm a black girl who rocks STEM. I will be an engineer, a scientist, and an astronaut, and will eventually go to Mars. I'm marching because I want all girls, especially girls of color, to know that they can be a part of STEM and even be leaders in STEM. But like Muhammad Ali said, you better get used to me. Yes, you better get used to us girls and women because we're not going anywhere. Science is not a boys' game. It is not a girls' game. It's an everyone's game. I want girls to know we can educate each other and advocate for legislation to support science and engage others in our community. I stand here on the shoulders of giants. To mathematician Katherine Johnson, who helped us go to the moon. Rocket scientist Annie Easley, Dr. Mae Jemison, the first African-American woman in space. And won't be the last. Thank you.
Hello, kids, and grown-up kids, too. I'm Andrea Beaty, and I'm the author of Rosie, Revere, Engineer, and Ada Twist, Scientist. Thank you. So, I just want to say hooray for every kid out here today. But there's a job you need to do, and I hope adults will try this too. To start, you read everything, whatever you can find. You'll get smarter and much kinder as you expand your mind. Then question everything. We must all get in the act of seeking truth by learning how to sort fiction from fact. Then think. Then do them all again. Read, question, think. Read, question, think. That's your job, my friend. It's how you'll find your superpower and your most amazing you, and how you'll help other kids find their superpowers too. Read, question, think. Read, question, think. Imagine what you might be. A scientist or engineer, a climatology pioneer, a teacher, a librarian, an anthropologist. Big anthropology crowd here today. A filmmaker, a judge, a chef, an ichthyologist. Perhaps you'll be a poet writing songs about the stars. Perhaps you'll be an astronaut dancing off to Mars. But you will be a better citizen and perhaps a leader too. And who knows, you might live in that White House by the time that you are through. Thank you.
March for Science! March for Science! My name is Gene Wong. I'm with the League of Extraordinary Scientists and Engineers. You know what that is? We bring science into classrooms. We are here today because we are passionate for pushing science forward. We are passionate for pushing science and what science is. We are passionate about what science means to the future of everything. Everything. We are passionate about facts. We are passionate about a data-driven society to deliver the best possible future. I'm here today to give you a call to action. To make this happen, we are all needed, and we all have a role to play. For instance, I'm basically the bus driver for much bigger brains than my own. That's my job. In San Diego, California, I bring local scientists and engineers right into the front of local classrooms to teach their passion for their kind of science. We at LXS know that sciencing, can you say sciencing? That is the ultimate verb to get kids to be creative and innovative and deliver us into the best future possible. The solution is not external from us here today. The solution is all of us. All of us here in DC, all of us around the country. Shout out to San Diego, California, March for Science. Woo! Wake up, guys. Get off the surf. Get into the march. We are the change we've been waiting for. It's up to us here today, passionate enough to march for science, to keep marching next week and every week into the classrooms, and inspire the future. Stay curious and keep on sciencing.
I'm a scientist, and I've devoted my entire life to big environmental issues, like climate change or feeding the world without destroying it. But lately, I work at the California Academy of Sciences, where we're working on sharing the power and wonder of science and sustainability with people throughout the world.
Across the nation, hundreds of thousands of people are marching today to show their support for science and to oppose the attacks on scientists who work every single day to keep us safe, healthy, and secure. Some people are going to say we're politicizing science, but we're not. We're defending it. We're defending science because scientists work every day to defend us. And what's at stake here today is bigger than science. It's about safeguarding our nation. It's about ensuring the health of our children. It's about building a better future. And for a lot of us, it's personal. It's about our friends, our neighbors, the people we love. Now take a look at the science that's under attack. They're specifically targeting science that protects our health, our safety, and the environment. Science that protects the most vulnerable among us. And make no mistake, these attacks are serious. Some people will suffer. Some could even die. So when those politicians try to take away the science that protects people from harm, that's not ordinary politics. That's oppression. And when they muzzle scientists, censoring their work and trying to keep us all in the dark, that's not politics, that's oppression. And when the programs that keep our air clean, our water safe, our children and our planet secure are targeted for elimination, that's not politics, that's oppression. Now, I know this seems like a dark time with science under attack and our health, safety, and security being compromised every day. But I believe that we will prevail, and this will be our finest hour. Yeah. And I believe that because of you. Because right here today, hundreds of thousands of people are standing up for science in the rain and standing up for the people you love. Thanks to you, science will become stronger than ever and will become the light that guides us to a better world, a world where everybody's going to thrive. And thanks to you, we can build that better world, a world where hope, freedom, and science will win out over fear and oppression. Thank you.
When I was 15 months old. I am lucky to be alive today, and I have science to thank for that. The vaccine for that disease was developed after I had the disease. The only impact on my life was that I got deaf. I am thrilled to be here today in honor of science. We are celebrating science, and we are celebrating the fact that everyone brings their own unique perspective to how we do science. Deaf people are visual learners. There are studies being done right now by deaf scientists on bird songs. They're not listening to the songs, they're looking at visual readouts on computer screens and studying the songs through visual technology. That's the kind of impact that deaf scientists can have on our world. The person who is the father of the internet was a deaf person. The person who developed the Harvard classification system for stars was a deaf person. There are research scientists from all kinds of backgrounds. We are studying all kinds of things, including the Gallaudet 11, who were men who were deaf and therefore could not get motion sickness, and were studied by NASA and figured out how we could send people to space safely. These are the kind of contributions that diverse people can make. Deaf scientists are studying basic science in all kinds of fields. Environmental science, the impacts of humans on our climate, including my research on the river system here in Washington.
Lots of big sciencey words.
Looking at how to reduce pollution
School boards.
and make our water systems safe.
Science is the way of the future.
We want to make global changes.
We can't vote.
And we can do that through diverse perspectives in science. No matter who we are, no matter where we are, science benefits from our entire community. Science benefits from diverse perspectives and diverse beings. Thank you.
As members of the March for Science's student outreach team, we're sending an open letter to the school board members and administrators who run our education system.
Here's what we're telling them. We recognize the importance of schools in fostering a place for students to build a strong background in science. As high school students, we appreciate the role of schools in encouraging our growth as future scientists and people who appreciate scientific thinking. In today's world, it is of paramount importance that the value of science and fact-based education is not up for debate. Policy decisions based on suspicion and prejudice and a refusal to see the world cannot be allowed in any domain of modern society, whether in the classroom or in Congress.
Encouraging these ideas is the responsibility of every school. Several significant educational organizations have already stepped up and partnered with us. We now look to you, the heads of the schools that we attend, to join us.
As we march, we ask for only 3 things from you. That you talk to your student body, staff, and organizations about the march. And that you reach out to your students, faculty, and community members to encourage them to engage in scientific learning and advocacy. That you allow and encourage discussion about how science affects all of our lives, including through policy.
We hope that you use your position to inform students and to motivate them to exercise their rights. This is an exceptional opportunity for students to apply the knowledge they learned in their science classes and their civics classes to take an active role in democracy. We cannot vote, not yet.
But we will be heard.